Without health, what do we have? We can't enjoy wealth. And later in years, if you don't have health, you're going to spend all your wealth on unnecessary doctor's appointments. So my name is Rebecca Kozak, and I am joined with our co-hosts, John T. McCollier, Ruth Ellen Sanchez, and Nasima Omar. And we have an amazing guest that we have the privilege of hosting every Friday. I consider it a great honor that he takes time out of his schedule, because he is such a busy man. He is incredible. His work is just helping millions around the world every day. But before we get started and I introduce this fabulous person, I just want to let everybody know that AskDoc Live is sponsored by the AskDocLive.com website. This is a community resource that's being made available to all of you. But I want you to be aware that if somebody specific invited you to this program, get back with them. Don't order from the website. Don't call the number that we give out throughout the program. Get back with the person that shared this live program with you, or the replay if you're watching one of our replay videos. They have a vested interest in you and helping you make sure that you're getting exactly what you need to meet your specific needs. So please get back with them. Now, everything that we talk about on this program, you will be able to find on our website, and you'll also be able to find the replays, and that's AskDocLive.com. If you have questions for Dr. Wallach that you would like to ask, you can use the contact us there and send us an email. We do have certified holistic health coaches that are there, able to respond to your emails. If it's something that we aren't able to answer specifically, then we can ask Dr. Wallach and we can make sure we get the answers for you. Now, without further ado, I do have to read this wonderful little disclaimer that says the content of this program is to provide nutritional education information only. This program is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician. The FDA requires us to let you know that our products are not meant to treat, prevent, diagnose, or cure any diseases. We are empowered individuals. We do have options, and the purpose of this program is to share natural options that are available through supplementation. You will hear some testimonials on this program, and these testimonials are that of the person when they implemented what Dr. Wallach has shared with them in helping them reach their optimal health. We, again, are honored to be able to have one of the founding fathers of epigenetics here to guide us based on his research, his very own research, not what somebody else says, but what he himself found through tens of thousands of autopsies, putting it all together, finding out what's missing, and putting it together for human use. Dr. Wallach, welcome to AskDoc Live.
Well, thank you so much for the kind introduction, Rebecca, and hello to you and your team. And I cannot, as usual, wait to help people and appreciate the opportunity. I do want to make an announcement before we get officially started here, if I may. You've heard of a guy by the name of Patch Adams?
Like the movie.
Well, yeah, the movie, Robin Williams played the part, but there was really a real Dr. Patch Adams. And he's a medical doctor, and he was frustrated with the fact that they were doing adult research in little kids that had little kids' diseases and things like that. And it wasn't working out real well. And so he started dressing like a clown, which was his feature. And he would go and he would do sing songs with these kids who had really serious life-threatening diseases and were depressed and dying. And he would try to at least make them smile a few times before they passed. And he'd go around the world and be his clown self, Patch Adams. Okay. And He's 5 years younger than me, so he's just a kid. Okay.
Absolutely.
And okay, so the reason I'm bringing this up, we're going to do a Zoom with him this coming Wednesday, next week, okay, at 3:30 Pacific time, and people can kind of look up the Zoom address. They can, look it up through Longevity and so forth. And we're very excited about this. And we're going to start making some tools with he and I together. Okay, we're going to be doing Zooms together and doing some live events together, again, to raise money to help these kids that have these terrible diseases in children's hospitals and so forth. And he, which I say, has been a all-star when it comes to being a champion of kids with terrible diseases, Patch Adams. So I'm just so honored to be able to work with him, and what a tremendous addition to the Longevity family. Okay, so with that said, I want to move on to the next little piece here before we get started. And that is the pandemic is getting a little quieter. Okay, it's not gone. Okay, we've dropped from 75,000 new cases of pandemic virus, COVID-19 per day, to about 38 to 40,000. So, almost dropped it in half in the number of new cases. Deaths went from 2,000 or 3,000 a day down to about 1,200 a day. So that's good. That's just in the United States only. The same thing is true around the world, except for certain countries like India, and we're looking at the Philippines and places like that. Brazil are skyrocketing. Okay, and for instance, let's look at India. This is yesterday's figures. They didn't have any new figures for this morning yet. Yesterday, they were 25,772,400 cases, and they're going up at 350,000 to 500,000 new cases a day. So every 3 days, they pass another million infections. It's like crazy. Okay, they also have 3,500 to 5,000 new deaths every day. And so they're going up, of course. And so right now they're at 287,122 dead, 25,772,400. That was as of yesterday. So probably today they're over 26 million. Okay. We are at 33,775,876 infections. And we're at 602,348 dead. We're over 500,000 dead in America, and we're still going up about an average of 1,000 a day new dead here in the USA. And again, 35,000 to 50,000 new infections. Now, Brazil is interesting, and I'm going to compare them to Nigeria. Both of them have 208 million people. Nigeria has 2,000 dead as of yesterday, and Brazil has 441,000 dead. Nigeria has 165,000 infections, and as of yesterday, Brazil had 16 million. Huge difference, but same population. What's the difference? And it's kind of interesting. Nigeria, of course, is 98% Black African tribal people. And everybody says, oh, this thing is a racial thing. Black people get the highest rate. No, it's not a racial thing. If it was a racial thing, I mean, everybody in Nigeria would be dead, right? And so 98% are Black tribal people. And then Brazil, same population, 208 million. Again, they have 15, this is yesterday's figures, 15,815,091 infections and 442,000 dead. So what's the difference between Brazil and Nigeria with the same population? I mean, 2,000 dead is a lot less than 442,000 dead. 165,000 infections is a lot less than 16 million. So what's the difference? Well, Nigeria lives on the west coast of Africa and lives like Asians. They live on maize, corn, rice, sweet potatoes, beans, squash, and seaweed. And Brazil, I didn't know this, But Brazil is 47% white Europeans who came there 300-400 years ago. They immigrated to South America. They have 47% mulattoes, biracial, half black, half white, and then 9% black. And they live on nothing but wheat, barley, rye, and oats brought into them by Europeans. They have a gluten problem. Their intestines are dead. They don't supplement. Whereas the Nigerians, they're getting seaweed and eating seaweed like Asians, okay, because they live on the west coast of Africa. So they're getting all those trace minerals from the kelp and the seaweed and so forth, whereas the Brazilians don't do that. They just live on wheat, barley, rye, and oats. So this is very scary when you look at it that way. And then let's look at a couple of more here. Let's look at Japan versus Mexico, two widely differing cultures. Japan, the iconic Asian culture, and Mexico, the iconic Latino culture. Japan has 11,000 dead from the pandemic. Mexico has 220,000 dead. Okay, 200 times. Japan has 667,000 infections, just so slightly over 500,000 infections, and Mexico has 2.4 million infections. What's the difference? Well, Mexico lives on wheat, barley, rye, and oats, everything they eat, pan, bread, flour tortillas, okay? They have their cerveza, which is their beer. Everything's made from wheat, barley, rye, and oats. And of course, wheat noodles and all that kind of stuff. So that's the difference. It has to do with their diet, not their race. And then let's look at something close to home here. Let's look at Florida with 22 million people and Taiwan with 22 million people. Taiwan, as of yesterday, had 12 dead. And Florida had 35,000 dead. So Florida has like 70,000 times more dead than Taiwan. Taiwan has 1,200 infections, and Florida has 2.3 million infections. So what's the difference? Well, Florida, 40, 50, 60% of each county, depending on which county you're looking at, are Latinos, blacks, and indigenous peoples. So more than half the people in Florida are these indigenous peoples and blacks and Hispanics who live on nothing but wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Okay, whereas Taiwan is a consummate Asian country and lives on nothing but rice and sweet potatoes and beans and squash and seaweed. Let's look at one more. And this is one I've been tracking because I did a big Zoom for the Philippines last night. And the Philippines have 100 million people. Vietnam has 97 million people. We already talked about Brazil with 208 million people. So the Philippines with 100 million people, as of yesterday, had 20,000 dead and 1.2 million infections. Vietnam with 97 million people, pretty close to 100 million people, 97 million people. Vietnam has 39 dead, not 3,900, not 39,000, but just 39 dead, and just short of 5,000 infections. Huge difference. So what's the difference between Vietnam and the Philippines? Well, Vietnam, even though we had a war there, they're sort of located centrally in the Pacific. So we use them from the First World War, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Second World War as a place. And of course, it's one of those things where, you know, during the Second World War, we've had really big, heavy duty naval bases there. And all of the restaurants today and hotels and entertainment places cater to the US military, and they have nothing but wheat, butter, and oats, beer, okay, bread, pizza crust, flour tortillas. Everything that they sell to our military is wheat, butter, and oats, and they eat it, of course, as well, because it's convenient. They want to eat what the American military is eating, okay? That's the Philippines. Whereas Vietnam, they stayed Asian and just live on maize, rice, sweet potatoes, beans, squash, and seaweed. It's a dietary thing. You kill your intestines. It doesn't matter if you get a vaccination or not. Vaccines don't kill the viruses. They just alert your body to bad DNA and RNA in the virus or bacteria, whatever you're vaccinating for. And if you want your vaccine to give you the best value, you have to get off of gluten so you can absorb nutrition. You have to take your 90 essential nutrients, which will get to your bone marrow, which is your immune system, so you can make white blood cells, T lymphocytes, stem cells, antibodies, red blood cells, and platelets go kill and eat the viruses. And this is, you're hearing people saying, oh yeah, they have all these terrible side effects from the vaccine. They still get a positive viral infection. They still die from the virus, even though they've been vaccinated. I guarantee you they're eating pizza every night, except for when they eat spaghetti from a spaghetti factory. They have French toast for breakfast. They have waffles and pancakes for breakfast. They have flour tortillas for lunch, and they don't supplement, and they wonder why their vaccines aren't working. Okay. And so people have to, if they want to do the vaccination and make it work, they've got to do the other things. Stay away from the bad foods, supplement with all 90 essential nutrients, take our colloidal silver. I've been doing it for 25 years, 2 droppers full under the tongue, 30 minutes for each meal, and 2 droppers under the tongue, 30 minutes for bedtime for 25 years. I'm 82 years old. I don't have any pre-existing conditions. I don't have any high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, kidney failure, thyroid issues. I don't have any COPD. I don't have irritable bowel syndrome. I don't have any psoriatic arthritis. I don't have any lupus. I don't have any of that stuff because I've been taking the 90 essential nutrients and gluten-free for 73 years. And that's why I'm considered one of the 2 founders of the science of epigenetics. Over to you.
You're amazing, Dr. Wallach. All of the time that you have put into research, all of the publications that you have done, the many times that you have gone to fight for us at the federal level, just to get ingredients added to even baby formula. Just to be able to share the importance of minerals.
Yeah, well, this is why I'm so glad to have Patch Adams coming with us. You remember Jerry Lewis from the old telethon, you know, for muscular dystrophy. Thank you, muscular dystrophy. Well, I gave him my report that when Milan and I did 1,700 autopsies in China on these kids under age 10, 35% had cystic fibrosis, 100% had muscular dystrophy. 100 of them would have been diagnosed with Sedimentary syndrome here. We got it all written up and gave Jerry Lewis a copy of this paper, okay, in 2011 on these, 1,700 autopsies and the fact that muscular dystrophy was a simple nutritional deficiency and not a genetic thing. He got so excited, this is 2011, he took that paper to the Muscular Dystrophy Association, plus about a dozen charts, because we've been dealing with kids with muscular dystrophy in, let's see here, Utah, Indiana, Canada, along the East Coast, and reversing it. The oldest ones are like 31 years old. They had muscular dystrophy for 31 years. We get rid of it in 60 days or something like that. It's like crazy. We gave that to Jerry Lewis. He was so excited. He ran into the Muscular Dystrophy Association and he gave them copies of my paper. And before he turned around and walked out the door, they fired him. The next year was his final one. He said his goodbye. They had set a record in number of donations. They had over $2 billion over the 20 years that he'd worked with them in their telethon. And then the telethon died after that 2012 telethon. It died. And everybody asked, whatever happened to Jerry Lewis? And the Muscular Dystrophy Association would never say why they fired him. And he would never say, because he always hoped they would take him back. And it's one of those things where this is where Patch Adams and I are going to, if Jerry Lewis is watching us, he is going to be smiling because we are going to kick butt and make sure that all of his stuff that he believed in is going to be followed through on. And Patch Adams and I are going to make sure there are no kids with any of these birth defects. I mean, I reversed in the uterus when, mother's still pregnant, babies, embryos have been diagnosed with Down syndrome. There are no genetically transmitted birth defects. There are no genetically transmitted diseases. That's why I'm considered, as you pointed out earlier, one of the two founding fathers, along with Bruce Lipton, of the science of epigenetics. I have a book and 2 CDs. Everybody needs to read that book and listen to the CDs every day. You will save your family an enormous amount of unnecessary meds. You save them a lot of money and add 25 to 50 healthful years to their life. Is it not worth the price of a book and a CD to add 50 years to your life? Come on.
I'll tell you what, Dr. Wallach, it's worth $200 a month for me to make sure that my family is getting what they need and giving my kids and my grandkids what they need so that they can have the best outcome and the longest life without pain. I mean, there's so many different things that people expect to happen. It's not, oh, if that happens, it's their mindset is when this happens or this will happen. You know, getting old does not have to hurt. Getting old does not have to mean you're having body parts replaced and joints replaced or, you know, bypass this and that. Dr. Wallach, you have proven it comes down to nutritional deficiencies.
That's correct. Even things like rheumatoid arthritis and lupus, they're not autoimmune diseases. Autoimmune diseases are because doctors didn't know what caused them. So they just said, well, your body's attacking itself to protect themselves because they didn't want to say they didn't know. Okay. And so lupus is secondary to gluten. They get, they get that rosacea rash on their face. They get psoriasis in their body. They get irritable bowel syndrome. They get all these bowel things and everything. They said, oh, your body's attacking itself. No, it's just a gluten issue plus all these deficiencies. And then rheumatoid arthritis is just a vitamin and mineral deficiency arthritis, secondarily infected by a bug called mycoplasma, which is killable with an antibiotic called minocycline. You don't have to suffer with it for 40, 50, 60 years. If you've had it for 40 years, come to us, and in 40 days, it'll be gone.
You know, so many people are suffering with rheumatoid arthritis that it's a crime that it is so difficult.
It's a crime. It is a crime because it's not autoimmune. It's 2 diseases, nutritional deficiency and a secondary infection with a mycoplasma bug, which is killable with an antibiotic of 6 to 8 week treatment, 6 to 8 week treatment with minocycline, like the little bait fish, minocycline. Right. You need a prescription for that one.
Yeah. Well, I wish more doctors would write a prescription for that because those that do get it, they no longer have the problem and they get on the
well, guess what, Rebecca? This is why I'm so excited about Patch Adams. He's an MD, and he and I together are going to kick butt. Oh my gosh.
I'm excited. Look at that smile. Look at that excitement on Dr. Wallach's face. That is fabulous. I love it. Love it. So you mentioned a little bit about autoimmune disease.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's several different theories about autoimmune disease.
There are none.
That way. Well, okay. But the body attacking itself, isn't it just basically the digestive system not absorbing what the body needs?
And not supplementing, okay? And so, and again, some of the earliest signs of that you're going to be having a diagnosis of lupus down the line, or rheumatoid arthritis, is appendicitis, which is a feature of a serious case of gluten. Okay, because your appendix is where your small intestine and your colon join, and your appendix is there. Okay, irritable bowel syndrome, diverticulitis, celiac disease, all those kind of things are due to gluten. And if you're not supplementing, you're going to get these nutritional deficiency diseases and quote these autoimmune diseases unquote when you're a teenager, as opposed to if you're supplementing, it might be delayed until you're in your 20s and 30s. Okay. Yeah, we have 5 generations of lupus in our family. We have 5 generations of irritable bowel syndrome in our family. We have 5 generations of things like asthma and bronchitis, COPD. Well, that's caused by osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the 10th cranial nerve. Okay. And that's why we had to come up with the book, It's All in Your Head, because doctors are never taught about osteoporosis of the skull. They think you only get osteoporosis of the vertebrae in your leg bones. Okay, there's 25 different diseases you get. And of course, the diseases you get are taken care of symptom-wise only, okay, by, was it eye, ear, nose, and throat doctors, okay, dentist, okay, you name it, okay, balance clinics, because you have balance problems. You go to a hearing doctor and you get an implant put in your head, or maybe hearing aids, because the skull is squeezing the auditory branch of the 8th cranial nerve. And then you get what's called carpal tunnel syndrome, okay? You get numbness and tingling in your fingers, you get trigger finger and all that kind of stuff. Oh, you got this autoimmune disease, blah, 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 blah. No, you have osteoporosis of the skull squeezing your spinal cord. And it's kind of like sciatica of the shoulders and arms and hands and wrists and fingers. Sciatica, there's nothing wrong with your toes and your feet and your legs, although that's where you have your pain and your numbness or tingling. But your back, your vertebrae is squeezing the sciatic nerves coming out of your lower spinal cord. And that's why you have all this stuff down your feet. You can put painkillers on your feet. Well, painkillers don't work for me. Well, that's because it's a back problem. It's not a foot problem. And so we figured all this out. And Patch Adams and I, we are going to kick butt around the world. And so within 6 months' time, all these diseases should be gone, because everybody will know the truth, because they might believe him more than they believe me, because he's a medical doctor.
Right. Well, I think the two of you coming together, that is like going to be a perfect storm, Dr. Wallach.
Oh my gosh, that's a good word for it, a perfect storm. That's what we're going to call our lecture series, the perfect storm.
Yes. Let's wipe out disease. I'm excited. Well, we have a lot of people on with us, and I want to get to their questions.
Let's do it.
For those of you who are on with us, if you have a question, Zoom offers the option to raise your hand. I'm going to be going back and forth between hands raised, the comments, and then emails that come into us as well in regards to your questions for Dr. Wallach and addressing what's going on through nutritional supplementation and the food choices that you make. You cannot out supplement a lousy diet, folks. And you know, I'm living proof. Gluten intolerance, which I was never told that I had, but at 21 I had my appendix taken out. 30, the MRI showed I had degenerative bone and disc disease, and they thought I was in very poor health, 65, 70 years old, just by looking at my MRI. And now I'm running up and down the driveway. I'm going on walks. I'm exercising, and I'm not doing the suicidal approach to exercise because I am supplementing, Dr. Wallach.
Yay.
Very much. And I've been able to get rid of 17 different conditions that I no longer have to deal with. So I'm excited to be able to host this program and bring this information to all of you with the man who changed my life. And that is
how much weight did you lose?
95 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. So yeah, but let's go to Bruce, who has his hand up. Bruce, welcome back, my friend. You go ahead and unmute yourself. You are on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Bruce?
All right. Hey, I wanted to ask you, you know, I've been hearing about this thing called shedding. I don't know if you heard about it, that people who are vaccinated, you know, they can give off this like spike protein, and people who are not vaccinated can get this, you know, and it could cause like blood clotting and, you know, strokes and
okay,
heart attacks.
Bruce.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the science called crapola?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a bunch of hippie vegetarians out there coming up with this stuff. Okay, and forget that. Unless, okay, even if you're drinking somebody's urine who's been vaccinated, it's not going to hurt you. Okay.
Oh, okay. So then that's all, forget about all that shedding and all that?
Yeah, that's crapola.
Oh, okay.
That's just people trying to scare a bunch of people so they won't get the vaccinations.
Oh, okay. So
You know, these are anti-vaccination people.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
there's no law that says you have to have the vaccination, at least not yet. Okay. And also, if you get the vaccination, you want to maximize the benefit, you have to get rid of all the bad foods. Okay. So you can absorb nutrition. You have to supplement with the 90. And so you can get the nutrition to your bone marrow. So your bone marrow can make white blood cells and T lymphocytes and antibodies and red blood cells and platelets go kill and eat the viruses. Because your bone marrow is what is your immune system, and it responds to the bug after you've been vaccinated. Now, have you ever heard of anybody having to go to the doctor once a month for an iron shot or B12 shot because they're anemic?
Yeah, I've heard some people doing that.
Yeah, you know, you hear people in church, your neighbors or workmates or stuff like that, or people in your family. It's very common. That's because they can't absorb iron or B12 because they've been eating gluten, still eating gluten. Their intestines are dead. Okay. So they have to go around the intestine and get injections so their bone marrow can make red blood cells. Then after a couple of years of that, the intestines are really dead because they've been, and the bone marrow is really dead. It's all been replaced with scar tissue and fat and cannot make red blood cells even if you're getting injections of iron and B12. And so what's next? The doctor says, oh, you know, you're a candidate for a bone marrow transplant. You've heard of people getting bone marrow transplants because they have bone marrow dysplasia, as they call it. Dysplasia. It's all scar tissue and fat and no cells to make white blood cells and antibodies, red blood cells and platelets. Okay. Oh, I hemorrhage all the time, so I have to have a transfusion every month from somebody else so I can get their platelets. Well, their bone marrow is dead because they've been eating gluten all their life and not supplementing. But the doctor, he makes his living. He's got 3 kids in college and he has tuition due. And so he's going to give you a bone marrow transplant instead of saying, get off of gluten and take Wallach's products. You got it?
Yep. But I'm still supplementing.
Okay. Well, thank you, Bruce, for bringing it up. Love your energy. You're a good man. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Bruce. So next, let's go to Deborah, who has her hand up. Deborah, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hi.
First time here.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 53. Well, I'll be 53 on Saturday.
That's close enough. How much do you weigh?
179.
Okay. All right. Do you have white, gray, or silver hair?
I have none. I have alopecia universalis.
Okay. So you've lost your hair. Do you have any varicose veins? Varicose veins or spider veins in your legs?
Nope.
Any hemorrhoids?
Yes, since 13.
Okay. Did you have your appendix out?
No.
Okay. Do you have any bowel problems?
Yes.
What you got?
I was at 23 diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, got off the sulfa drugs myself, stayed really well, changed my diet. They've downgraded to IBS and I still have problems and I do bleed out of my rectum daily.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you have any other skin problems? Any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or rosacea?
Yes. My skin does not clear at all. And I break out with hives if I don't take acyclovir.
Okay. You want to be rid of all this stuff in 90 days?
Oh God, yeah.
You've been doing this since you're a kid.
On.
Okay, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that belongs up here.
Well, it's not. No, it's just scar tissue. Scars don't leave my face.
Okay.
I have melasma.
Okay. So, yeah, this is all due to gluten. So you need to get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no butter, iron, oats. You cannot have one gluten day per month, not one gluten meal per month. Okay. It's kind of like shooting yourself once a month. Okay. Don't do it. No oats. There are no such things as gluten-free oats. The gluten in oats is called gliadin. They do make pizza. I mean, I have pizza 3 nights a week and 2 times a week for breakfast, but the crust is made from cauliflower and rice flour, gluten-free. But so the grandkids still like to come over because they get their pizza, but they don't know it's gluten-free. Okay. But at any rate, they're getting gluten-free pizza. But at any rate, so you got to get rid of all the bad foods. I mean, this is for life. Okay. No exceptions. Everybody in your household, dog, cat, bird, fish, spouse, renter, anybody who comes to clean your house, if they eat gluten, you got to have them stripped down in the front yard and hose them down for a half hour before you let them in the house.
Really?
They will cross-contaminate you on the couch, the rugs, the food preparation surfaces. If you cook for them, you're killing yourself. You're getting all that dust from the gluten on you. Okay, you're not eating it, but you're still getting it and you're absorbing it through your skin. Okay, now at 179 pounds, I want you to take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. Full dose everything twice a day. Then I want you to get our MSM, 2 bottles of MSM. So you can take 3 of those with each meal. And they're designed to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone mixture, bone itself. And that, when they say connective tissue, that includes the skin and arteries and veins and so forth. I want you also to get our vitamin D3, take 3 of those twice a day. Okay, that's 2 bottles a month. So you can absorb minerals and put them in your bones. I also want you to take our, let's see here, collagen. I want you to take our glucogel. You can take glucogel. You can take 5 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. I also want you to take our collagen peptides once a day. Okay, it's collagen from 5 different animal species, whereas the glucogel is from 1 species. And then one of our secret sauces for somebody in your position is 2 things. Number 1, hair, skin, and nails. I take people that have been bald, I mean, don't have a hair on their body for 40 years, and in 6 months' time, all their hair's grown back. Okay, so you can look forward to that. And that'll be hair, skin, and nails. You can take 3 of those, minimum of 3 twice a day, 2 bottles a month. And then also, lastly, I want you to take our algae products. Okay, if you prefer capsules, we have the Fucoid Z. You could take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. It has like 8 or 9 different algae in there from the ocean. All these weird trace minerals your bone marrow likes, your skin likes, so for the hair. And then also, if you prefer a liquid, that same Fucoid Z set of algae from the ocean is in this liquid called Z Radical. You can take an ounce of that twice a day, which is 2 quarts a month. I drink the liquid when I'm at home, but it's too heavy to take on airplanes. So I take the capsules with me when I'm on the road. Okay, and I'm flying and all that kind of stuff. It's easy to take in a briefcase on the airplane. Okay. But you're going to be a great testimony for many, many people. You have a very common set of issues, okay, because you've been eating gluten all your life and the doctors are ignorant. Okay, they're not bad people, they're just ignorant. You don't have an autoimmune disease. Did your doctors tell you had an autoimmune disease?
They have no idea. They kept shuffling me back and forth between doctors all the time.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, well, this is all very simple stuff. So if you would call every 2 weeks and give us a status report, you might say, you know, I'm not quite sure, but I'm seeing maybe a little improvement here. And then 2 weeks later, you say, oh my gosh, remember I said maybe? Oh my God, you know, you'll have all these wonderful testimonies. And anytime you go to a doctor and you get some kind of test or status report like that, give us a call and let us know what they say. Okay. But this is not a genetic thing. You're not going to pass it on to your kids. Do you have children?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you have brothers and sisters?
I do.
Okay, you need to let them know what's going on here, but they're going to know when all your problems go away. Okay, because I guarantee you they've got some problems if they're eating in a similar manner to you. Their problems will all go away too. Okay.
Wonderful.
And so then you want to get up in your church and tell your story in church. Okay, because you're going to have a wonderful story. You're going to be an angel of God. I work with a lot of churches, and I have a book that was published by Pastor Creflo Dollar out of Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, World Changers Church. It's called Black Gene Lies, and all the diseases said to be genetic in Black folks, you know, like sickle cell anemia and high blood pressure and diabetes and obesity and all that kind of. Nope, they're all just nutritional deficiencies. Okay, sickle cell anemia is a nutritional deficiency of the embryo early in pregnancy. And that's why you have people with varying degrees of sickle cell anemia, because it depends on how long the deficiency was in the mom and how severe the deficiency was in the mom during pregnancy. White people get sickle cell anemia too, but they couldn't call it sickle cell anemia because it's a black gene disease, right? That's what they say. And so they called it thalassemia in white folks. Now here's the weird thing about it. All vertebrates get sickle cell anemia or thalassemia, however you want to call it, whether you're a whale or a porpoise or whatever, right? The vertebrates that have the highest rate of sickle cell anemia are wild deer in the forests of America. Unless there's some black guy out there making every deer pregnant, passing on the black gene, okay? How crazy is this? We're gonna have
I
a
do
lot of
suffer
fun.
from anemia.
Okay, well, the anemia will go away very quickly because, see, no matter how much you supplement, if you're still eating gluten, you can't absorb the nutrients to get to your bone marrow to make red blood cells and platelets and white blood cells and antibodies and all that kind of stuff, okay? You're going to be a new woman in 2 weeks. You're going to be a new woman in 6 weeks. In 90 days, nobody is going to believe you, especially your doctor, and say you want a refund.
Awesome.
I will go to court with you to get a refund.
All
The odds
right.
are they will pay off before they go to court because they don't want to go to court.
Well, best wishes, Deborah, and thank you so much for coming on and sharing.
She has
Thank
such a
you so
beautiful
much.
smile.
No,
Deborah,
I look
you have
forward to being healthy.
Yeah, well, Deborah, you have such a beautiful smile. Okay. And so believe me, you need to go to drjwallach.com. Okay. www.drjwallach.com and get a hold of that book and CD, Black Gene Lies, and give it as Christmas presents, birthday presents, graduation presents, new baby presents, promotion presents. Anytime somebody gets, give it to your pastor. Okay. And we will come. I will do Zooms for your church. I don't charge anything to do the Zooms for churches. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
God bless you, dear.
All right. Again, thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Dr. Wallach. Great information shared there. And I know there's a lot of people that are going through many of the same things, not all of them that Deborah mentioned, but many of the same. And what you recommended for her, Dr. Wallach, is going to benefit so many different people.
It will work for everybody.
Absolutely. All right. Let's go to Corey, who has her hand up. And Corey, if you don't mind turning on your camera so Doc can see you, that would be fabulous. There we go. Welcome, Corey. You were on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi, Corey. How can we help you?
My question is about vitiligo. I have patches already, and I used to eat oat and gluten thinking I was eating healthy a long time ago, but not anymore. I've gotten it all out of my diet. I've been on longevity for 4 years now. And you can see I have little like, randomly in different places. My question is, can I ever get my skin tone back, or is the best I can hope for is no new ones?
Okay, well, tell me about your background. Are you a woman of color? Are you biracial or?
I am. I'm 30% European according to 23andMe.
Okay. Okay. And so do you know where your family came from originally?
Well, yeah, they're from Louisiana, but they're also French, Indian, and Irish.
Well, if they're from Louisiana, the odds are, yeah, they got the Creole in them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, vitiligo is a very simple nutritional deficiency. Vitiligo is a very simple nutritional deficiency. It's very dramatic in people with very dark skin. You know, like you remember, you're old enough to remember Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Great kid, yeah, great singer. He had very dark skin when he was a kid, but by the time he was a teenager, his skin was snow white like typing paper. And that's why he wore that garish makeup on his face to hide the fact that he had vitiligo. And the doctors told him it was an autoimmune genetic thing, that there's nothing to be done about it. He would just have to wear makeup or a mask or whatever. And then he had snow white hair and he wore a wig. And he had total body vitiligo, so he wore long sleeve shirts. He wore gloves with the jewels on it. Everybody thought that was just part of his dress, you know, for entertaining kids. No, that was to hide the fact that he was totally white, hair, skin, and so forth. And the doctors told him that this was a genetic autoimmune thing. There's nothing to be done about it. He could wear wigs and he could wear skin, makeup and stuff like that, and wear long sleeves and gloves, but they couldn't fix it. Well, that's because they were ignorant. The doctors were ignorant, okay? And he died at age 51 of a ruptured aortic aneurysm, because the same thing that's going on in your skin is going on in your arteries in your body, in your brain, your aorta in your heart, coronary arteries, the arteries in your kidneys. The connective tissue fibers in there are breaking down. Okay. And so, do you have hair coloring? Do you
I've
color
never
your
had
hair?
my hair ever in my life. I'm 61
Okay.
years old.
Okay, so you don't have one single white hair or gray hair in
Yeah,
your
I
head.
have gray hair, but I guess my friends have to search for it, but it's there.
Yeah. Okay, so you have a little salt and pepper in there. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, the same thing is happening to your arteries. So there's little things happening in your arteries. And so Michael Jackson died at age 51 of a ruptured aortic aneurysm, which had been coming on to him since he was 11 years old. But the doctors told him he had an autoimmune problem. There was nothing to be done. All his doctors should go to jail. Okay. And so that's why I'm so happy about Patch Adams joining us. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're very excited about all that. And so here we go. How much do you weigh?
158, 5'5".
Okay. Do you have any other issues? Any high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis?
I have
No joint problems?
only allergies.
Okay. Have you shrunk any?
I used to be 5'5.5",
And what are you now?
5'5".
So you lost a half inch. You say you have allergies. Does that appear as bowel problems or skin problems or asthma?
It's
Asthma?
always congestion. No, only congestion, runny eyes, itchy eyes. And it's only 5 months out of the year, spring.
Okay. Do you have anything going on with your ears? You have any ringing in your ears or tinnitus? Any balance problems?
Nope.
Okay, so you have vitiligo, but you don't have any vestibular stuff. Okay.
No. Yeah, I know. No.
Any dental stuff? Do you have dentures or implants or anything like that?
Nope.
Are you losing vision, or you have to change your glasses on a regular basis?
These have been since I was like my late 50s, the past couple years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But the odds are you have osteoporosis of the skull, you have osteoporosis of your vertebrae and all that kind of stuff. So here we go, 158 pounds. Got to get rid of all the bad stuff so you can maximize absorption, right? And stop all this inflammatory stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no brown rice, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. And then I want you to take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. And I want you to take a full dose of everything twice a day. Okay. Now, there's going to be a lot of stuff in there. And you're going to say, well, gosh, if I could just take one of these a day, this will last me one healthy brain and heart pack will last me a year. Don't do that. You need to take the full dose properly. Okay. And your gray hair will go away. Okay. Your skin issues will go away. The vitiligo will go away. Okay. Very quickly. Okay. You'll start making skin color again. And it just takes about, say, anywhere from 60 to 90 days to have your full skin color come back. And you'll react to the sun, and you'll tan in the sun and so forth. Or when you have vitiligo, you won't react to the sun because the cells in your skin that make skin color are dead because they're not getting the nutrients they need. Okay. Very specific nutrients are necessary for that branch of your skin cells. One last thing, hair, skin, and nails.
Yeah, I'm taking
I want you
that.
to take, okay, good. Take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And then call us every 2 weeks because you're going to have a great story. And again, these are the sort of things we see in little kids, little black kids are say 6, 8, 10 years old, and they get vitiligo and their kids laugh at them and all that kind of stuff, their friends, and point to them and say, who you've been kissing, or, you're going white or something like that. And crazy, but it's a simple nutritional deficiencies, which we can handle very quickly because it's the red warning light. It's saying you better deal with this because this is not a fatal thing, but it's a red warning light. If you don't deal with this, a fatal thing will come like it did for Michael Jackson. Okay.
Doc Wallach, I've been doing these things already for years. I realized I was able to get the weed out more. I've been working on that more. In my home, there is no weed, but if I eat it on occasionally, maybe I'm exposed. I don't know.
No, just one source of gluten a month will keep you sick.
I don't make any exceptions to no.
Okay,
No,
good.
I
Don't do it.
like
Don't,
bread.
don't even say the word.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Pizza's okay,
that.
but it's got to be gluten-free pizza. You can
Right.
have lettuce wrapped hamburgers. That's what I eat. I eat lettuce wrapped cheeseburgers.
That's
Okay.
right. Yep.
Okay. And for breakfast, I have wild rice and baked sweet potatoes with butter.
Mhm.
I don't have oatmeal. There is no such thing as gluten-free oatmeal.
Yeah.
The gluten in oatmeal is called gliadin, and it's 10 times worse than regular gluten. So anybody who's, well, I eat gluten-free oatmeal. I pay a lot of money for gluten-free oatmeal. Well, I have a coupon for a coffin I'm going to send you because you're going to need it very quickly.
I saw it at Sprouts and you addressed that a few weeks ago and I go,
Yeah,
what?
no sprouts. You can't even have no oat sprouts. No,
Yeah.
no oat milk, no oat milk, no oat sprouts. No, no, no.
Yeah. Okay. Huh.
Okay.
Okay, so my skin can
Oh, it's going to recover very quickly.
Okay, so frustrating.
Yeah, no, the skin color is going to come back very quickly. Take pictures right now
Yeah.
of your hands and your neck. Take pictures, and then every 2 weeks, take pictures. Because in the beginning, you might not notice it, but it's kind of like a half a millimeter. It's
Mhm.
changing.
Yeah.
Okay. But in 90 days, you'll say, "Oh my gosh, look at this." Okay.
All right.
All
And then
right,
you can show us your pictures.
Okay. One more thing I was gonna tell you. I used to work the Jerry Lewis telethons in LA. I'm a retired detective.
What a wonderful man he was.
I was always wondering what happened to that gig. It was an off-duty security job.
Yeah. Well, they
No,
fired Jerry because I brought him.
Nobody knew what happened.
Well,
Yes.
that's because nobody would say, okay. And of
Yeah.
course, I've been saying it since they fired him, but who would believe me? I was just a veterinarian, right? What do I know? But now we got Patch Adams coming along, and Jerry's story is going to come out big time.
Yeah.
He needs to get a Medal of Honor or something. Jerry Lewis does. Okay.
Is this going to help with my seasonal allergies to cut grass?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. Because your immune system is
Okay.
depleted because you can't absorb nutrition for your bone marrow to build white blood cells and antibodies to defend you.
Okay.
Got it?
All right.
See, the skin is the red warning light thing.
That's what I thought when I first saw this one 4 years ago.
Mhm.
Well, what's
Yep.
going on here?
You've been eating too much vanilla ice cream.
No, I'm not. I don't like ice cream either.
No, that's a joke.
Yeah. The only person in the family that had it was my dad, and he's darker than me. And my mom.
But it's not genetic.
I
It's
know.
not genetic.
I had to tell my mom that, but she made a joke and said, "Well, at least you're already lighter." I go, "Yeah, well, it doesn't help. Need to get to the bottom of this."
Well, now you're there, dear.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, you need to stand up in church, and show them the pictures of, because they won't remember, and show them what you are now.
Yeah.
And you'll help all the members of your church, okay? And they should join you. And so you'll be able to get your products for free because based on what amount of volume you create, I will send you a check every month.
Yeah. All right. Thank
Okay,
you.
dear. Okay, Corey. Bye-bye.
thank you, Corey. Hey, Dr. Wallach, let's go to a comment that is in the chat. And Tricia, female, 43 years old, 5'3", 154 pounds, on antidepressants and taking magnesium call brand for constipation for the last 8 years. She was told that I have lots of intestines from getting a barium enema. So would that be extra intestines? And Tricia,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a crapola diagnosis. Okay. She had the same thing you had. Okay. Gluten issues. This is a gluten issue. Okay. And she got the skin issues. She got the colon issues. Okay. And she's depressed. Does your brain need nutrition to function properly?
Yes.
Duh.
Most definitely.
Duh. Oh, let's go take an antidepressant drug.
Well, I know what antidepressants did for me, and it was not positive. So,
Okay. Well, here we
yeah.
go. Does she have any other issues that we know of?
Oh, well, she does say that she's been off gluten since 2012, off lactose since 2018. She has stomach pains after eating food or drinking coffee and tea. She has lots of flatulence and burping. She recently cut out eggs and corn, seems to be a little bit better. And she has been taking the plant-derived minerals and the Healthy Body Start Pack. What other
Okay.
suggestions does she need, Dr. Wallach?
Okay. Well, she really needs to get on getting rid of the gluten out of her life. She's getting it somewhere. Got to get rid of the gluten. Remember that oats, there are no such things as gluten-free oats. Everybody in the household's got to be gluten-free. You can't have people living in the house eating gluten when you're there. You can't be cooking for them. Well, I don't eat it, I just cook it. No, it's you're getting cross-contaminated. And then she needs to get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no barley, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. And 154 pounds, I would have her take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, because this is only going to get worse. She's going to go from having 6 diseases to 16 diseases in a couple of years if she doesn't deal with this, okay? You had how many, 13 or something like that?
17.
17 different diseases, yeah, okay, well, she's headed that direction. So, none of the bad foods, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. She needs 2 healthy, she needs 2 bottles a month of the MSM. She can take 3 with each meal. That's going to support and promote maintenance repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone makes your bone cell. She needs vitamin D3, 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month to absorb minerals, put them in her bones. She needs to take the glucogel, 5 of those capsules twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month, and 1 serving of the collagen peptides in the middle of the day. Okay. And then I also want her to have our ultimate enzyme. She could take 2 of those, say 2 to 5 minutes for each meal with a couple ounces of water. I also want her to take the hair, skin, and nails. She can take the hair, skin, and nails, take 3 of those twice a day. And lastly, I want her to take our Fucoid Z capsules, 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. If she prefers the liquid, she could take 2 quarts a month of the Fucoid, of the Z Radical, which is the liquid form of Fucoid Z, and take an ounce of that twice a day. That's going to give her all the crazy stuff out of all that algae that's in that product, make her bone marrow happy and deal with, anemias and so forth, but also the osteoporosis of the skull. That's why it's either the 10th cranial nerve being squeezed and she has what's called gastroparesis. They get burping, belching, bloating and everything from squeezing of that nerve, the 10th cranial nerve, the vagus nerve. But also they can get hiccups and stuff like that and COPD, which is the recurrent branch of the 10th cranial nerve getting squeezed. And she didn't say anything about ringing in the ears and balance problems, but the odds are she has that. The odds are she has some white hair. The odds are she has some varicose veins, but that'll all go away. Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so we're coming to the top of the hour, Dr. Wallach, but we just got this message in the chat, and Champ says, I have only been on the body so it's the Healthy Body Brain and Heart Pack for 5 weeks. I'm already 50% better. I am walking without my walker about 50% better. I am an ex-professional dancer and have had back problems for 35 years. I am off all gluten. I've been listening to Doc on Coast to Coast for 2 years, and I will be getting my 2nd shipment on Monday. I can't wait.
Is that fabulous?
That is absolutely fabulous.
And I'm going to be on George Norrie the 31st of this month. Okay, it's a week from this coming Monday. I'll be on George Norrie 10 p.m. Pacific time on the radio. Okay, George Norrie. So you want to watch for that. Okay.
That's a great day. That's a great
Okay.
day.
So see you in a couple of minutes.
Yes. So on that note, thank you everybody, and hang in with us as we take this quick break. Don't go away. Again, all of the products that you hear about on this program, you can find at AskDocLive.com. We have a store there. We also have Dr. Wallach's most popular books. You can get them right through our website at AskDocLive.com. And if you have questions about health and you don't want to come on the program live, or you're watching the replay, you can use that contact us option that's there on the website and send us an email and we will get some information back to you. But of course, if somebody shared this program with you in any way, shape, or form, get back with the person that shared this program with you. Chances are they have a special way of ordering. And since they're the one that shared the information with you, give them the courtesy of helping you get what is needed to replace any nutritional deficiencies in your diet so that you too can be on the road to better health. So we will be right back. Don't go away. We'll see you in about 5. All right, welcome back everybody to Ask Doc Live. Dr. Wallach will be back with us here shortly. Just want to get a little bit of housekeeping done. We do have, for those who found this replay somewhere, nobody really directed you to this program. We do have a call team that is standing by that is available for somebody who has never tried any of the longevity products. They have never been spoken with, or they have never spoken with anybody in regards to nutrition and approaching health from a supplement approach. That number is 855-949-7234. So again, that is available for people who were not directed to this program by anybody and have never ordered. Now, existing customers, you are able to use our checkout process at AskDocLive.com. Just enter in your preferred customer number, your password, and you can check out there, just as easy as can be. So I just want everybody to know that. And it looks like that Dr. Wallach is back and ready.
Now we're ready.
Now we're ready. All right, so Dr. Wallach, let's go to an email that I received this week.
Okay.
And this is from a female. She's 52 years old, 133 pounds, 5'8", and has stage 3 colon cancer, Dr. Wallach. Doesn't have a history of blood pressure issues or blood sugar issues. Does have varicose veins and has had some hemorrhoids in the past. But right now, she's looking at colon cancer. She wants to know what she can do and
Okay.
values your opinion.
Okay, well, any type of cancer is, serious issue, okay? And so you really have to make that a priority to get the maximum benefit from anything you do. Number one, none of the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no brown rye oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. And you said she weighed 133 pounds?
That's correct.
Okay, then I'd have her take 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month, get another bottle of our selenium with the 5 cofactors in it, not from Walgreens, but our selenium. So she could take 3 selenium twice a day. It wouldn't hurt her to get 2 bottles of selenium. So she take it three times a day. 1 bottle of selenium's in the healthy brain and heart pack. If she's stage 3, that means it's already begun to go other places. And so I would have her take it, the selenium 3 times a day to support the immune system. But one healthy brain and heart pack, and then 2 more bottles of the selenium. And then I want her also to take the MSM, 3 of those twice a day, as 1 bottle a month to support maintenance and repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix. Right there, you're talking about the immune system, the bone marrow cavity, right? Very important. And she also needs the collagen peptides, 1 dose a day of the collagen peptides, and 2 doses a day of the glucogel. Then I want her to take things that are going to support her immune system. I mean, really heavy duty support the immune system, like Cell Shield RTQ. She could take 3 of those twice a day. And people always hear me say Cell Shield RTQ. Well, R is resveratrol, T is turmeric, and Q is quercetin. they support the immune system, but they also are anti-inflammatory herbs. I also want her to take the BTT 2.0 tablets, BTT 2.0 tablets, and this is going to, again, support the immune system and relieve inflammation. Now, you have to appreciate the BTT 2.0 tablets are not vitamins and minerals. Why they gave it the same name as BTT 2.0, you know, which is the our basic thing that has 215 nutrients in it. It's the most potent nutritional supplement on the market. 215 different nutrients in one product. Okay, that's our BTT 2.0 powder. The BTT 2.0 tablets is a totally different issue. They're not interchangeable. Okay, you can't, well, I don't like to mix up all that powder and the liquids and blah, 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 blah. I'll just take a bunch of these tablets. Well, then you're not going to get the nutrition. Okay, the tablets are for the immune system. 3 of those twice a day. And if finances are not a problem, it wouldn't hurt her to take 3 of those 3 times a day. So it'll be 3 bottles a month at best. At the very least, she needs 3 twice a day. It'll be 2 bottles a month. And again, I cannot stress enough avoiding the bad stuff.
All right, thank you very much. And, you know, before I knew that the tablets were not interchangeable, I had gone from doing the liquid concentrates and doing the powders and then kind of getting lazy because I was feeling so good, going to the on-the-go pack, which has the tablets in it. And, you know, I started to feel a little bit of achy again. And I'm like, okay, nope, not going back. So I went back to the powder, but I take that extra dose of the BTT tablets in the day because, you know, I'm right there just over 150, taking in my Beyond Tangy Tangerine, and I really like the 2.5, Dr. Wallach.
Okay, well, Rebecca, I take 3 of the BTT 2.0 tablets twice a day. Okay, I probably take about somewhere around 150 tablets, pills, and capsules twice a day.
Yeah, I think I'm only about 30 twice a day. I've got a lot to do. But Dr. Wallach, you know, I really think that getting those minerals in has been huge in being able to maintain and not gaining back the weight that I have lost.
Yeah, well, weight gain is due to a nutritional deficiency. Weight gain is due to, and people say, what do you mean? I'm getting too much nutrition. No, you're getting too many calories. And that's, did you have Pica? Did you have cravings all the time?
Oh yeah, I couldn't get enough homemade breads and pastries and yeah.
Yeah, that's Pica. People can look it up, Pica, Pica. And that behavior is a symptom of particular nutritional deficiencies. And that nutritional deficiency will make you fat because of the Pica behavior you get when you're deficient in that nutrient. And somebody will say, well, Frank, you just ate a 5,000 calorie dinner here. What are you doing? Eating 6 desserts? I don't know. I'm still hungry. That's because they have Pica because they're deficient in that nutrient. Okay, the same thing happens in animals. Horses are famous for it when they're deficient in that nutrient. They eat the top rail of the stall in their barn and they call it cribbing. Yep. Why do they call it cribbing? Well, that's because babies, when they went from breast milk to in the 1940s during the Second World War, and the mamas couldn't breastfeed the babies because they're in the factories making bullets and guns and tanks and things. So they came out with Enfamil and Similac, these baby breast milk replacers. And they only put 3 minerals in there. There were 57 short. So the babies began to latch onto the rail on the crib and chew on the rail in the crib. So they called it cribbing. So when the horses started eating the top rail in the barn, in their stall, they called it cribbing, just like the babies eating the cribs. That's where that came from.
All right. Well, I mean, you get those minerals in and the sweet cravings stop.
Instantly.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. I can take things, I can leave things, and folks, even if it's homemade, ground with your own wheat and everything, and raw sugar.
That's the worst.
Still not good for you.
Yeah, grinding your own wheat is the worst.
Mentally, because because that's what society was saying, Dr. Wallach. I thought I was doing the right thing.
Yeah. Well, you have to appreciate that they believed falsely, but they believed that when people were getting grain and they were eating, whole grains and everything was healthier than eating animal fat. This happened after 1882 when we went to electricity, and in 20 years after we gave up wood stoves and fireplaces and fire pits, no more wood ashes for the gardens, no more wood ashes for grandma's food, right?
Mhm.
Grandma used to eat wood ashes in breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, that's where she was getting her minerals. Well, when we went to electricity, no more wood ashes. And so grandma didn't have that anymore. So grandma began to eat dirt out of the backyard. I said, Grandma, you can't be eating dirt out of the backyard. Well, I don't know. I'm missing those wood ashes here. So this is the only thing. And then health food stores started selling nutritional clay. And some health food stores still have nutritional clay available, okay, which has minerals in it. And people crave that. That's called Pica. But if you can't get a hold of those things, you're going to eat homemade bread. You're going to eat more cookies. You're going to be eating crackers all day. And some very clever entrepreneurs came out and said, we're missing a lot of money here. There's no money in it for us when grandma eats dirt. So let's come out with pretzels and potato chips and candy bars. Got the picture? All the snack foods came out only after we went to electricity. We didn't have any of that stuff when people were eating wood ashes. People began to gain weight. And the doctors would complain, say, listen, you're eating too much animal fat. Stop eating animal fat. Stop eating red meat. Eat more whole grains. And people went and ate more whole wheat. And then they got fatter and fatter and fatter. And they got eczema and dermatitis and celiac disease and irritable bowel syndrome and cancer and tinnitus ringing in the ears. They lost their vision. They lost all their teeth fell out. They would get every kind of bone disease you can think of, all because they had given up wood ashes and gone to electricity.
Yeah, we want to believe what we hear when it's all plastered all over TV and magazines. But folks, we really need to pay attention to what is sponsoring that ad.
The history
Hell's
the
Kitchen
history
is
of
a
all
great
this
book.
is, yeah. And of course, we just got it translated into Spanish. We've just approved the Spanish translation. So within 2 months now, we're also going to have this book available in Spanish.
Fantastic. And again, you can find that book on our website as well. Let's go to another hand, Dr. Wallach.
Okay.
Denise, go ahead and unmute yourself. You are on live with Dr. Wallach.
Morning. How are you?
Hi.
Hi.
How can we help you?
I have something called Lichen planus, and the doctor has me on a medication to swish in my mouth 3 times a day, which is terrible. Anyway, I was at the ear, nose, and throat doctor the other day because I had a skin cancer under my nose that she operated on successfully. And I was asking her about it, and she said, I said, when am I going to get rid of this lichen planus? What happens is my whole mouth hurts. The skin, it's on the skin between my gums,
Okay, well, let me ask you a couple of questions. Is this your natural hair color, or are you coloring your hair?
A color.
So you have some gray hair, right?
I do, right there.
Do you have any varicose veins, spider veins?
No.
Okay, do you have any hemorrhoids?
Yes.
Okay, do you have any IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, celiac disease, colitis, anything like that?
No.
Okay, any respiratory stuff, asthma, bronchitis, COPD, hiccups?
Hiccups you've had.
I have hiccups, yes.
Okay.
Just recently.
Okay, hiccups are squeezing of the recurrent branch of the 10th cranial nerve by your skull when you have osteoporosis of the skull. Again, I apologize. How old are you?
I am 78.
Okay. And do you have any tinnitus or ringing in the ears?
No.
Okay. Let's see. Do you have any high blood pressure or diabetes?
Yes, I do.
Both?
Diabetes too. Self-control. I don't take any medication for it.
Okay. All right. So here we go. And you weigh
61.
161. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Everything you have here is nutritional deficiencies, including the lichen planus. All of this is due to nutritional deficiencies due to a gluten issue. So you need to get rid of gluten. You cannot cook for anybody else. You can cook for them, but you can't cook gluten for them. Okay. You cannot eat gluten in any way, shape, or form. There are no such things as gluten-free oats or gluten or oat milk and oatmeal and all kind of no. So no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no butter, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. And then at 161 pounds, I want you to take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of everything twice a day. Then I want you to get 2 bottles a month of our MSM tablets. So you can take 3 of those with each meal, three times a day. That's going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone breaks your bone itself. You'll be a new woman very quickly. And then because of the diabetes, I want you to get 2 bottles a month of our sweeties. So you can take 3 of those twice a day. That'll support healthy blood sugar issues. Do you ever get drowsy after meals? You know, sit and watch TV and fall asleep on the couch kind of thing?
You got muted, Denise.
Yeah, we had the dog. We had that problem.
Anyway, I do have another problem in that my legs are swollen, from the knee down to my ankles.
Yeah. Okay. Now, is this edema? I mean, if you put your finger and push on it, it'll dent to the skin. Okay, because you have edema of the lower legs. Yeah, this has to do with circulation. Okay. So, 3 of the MSM twice a day or 3 times a day. You better go 3 times a day because you got all this stuff going on. That's 2 bottles a month. And then I want you to have vitamin D3, 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. You have to take in collagen or glucogel, 5 of those capsules twice a day, our collagen peptides at noon. And then I want you to take our hair, skin, and nails. Take 3 of those twice a day, hair, skin, and nails. And let's go there. Well, one other thing I would throw in is the Fucoid Z capsules. It said 8 or 9 different seaweeds from the ocean. Take 3 of those twice a day. It's 2 bottles a month. If you prefer the liquids, you could get the Z radical. Take an ounce of that twice a day. That'd be 2 quarts a month if you prefer the liquid. And then call us every 2 weeks because you're gonna have a great story. All of these things you have are gonna go very quickly. You'll start seeing benefit within 2 weeks. Within 6 weeks will be an enormous improvement. Within 90 days, the odds are most of this will be totally gone. But you have to stay on the program. How long do you need oxygen, Denise? Forever. How long do you need water? Forever. How long do you need the 90 essential nutrients? Forever. Okay. How long do you need to be off all the bad foods? Forever. Okay. You're gonna feel good. You're gonna feel like Superwoman. All this stuff is gonna go away. And so don't think, well, I can go back and go to my old ways. Don't do it. You won't like the result if you go back. Okay. Call us every couple of weeks. Your story is gonna help a lot of people.
I have another problem in that I am so dizzy I can't bend over.
Yeah, that's your skull is squeezing the vestibular branch of the 8th cranial nerve. It's called okay, it's called Wallach's vertigo. They named it after me. Okay, it's called Wallach's vertigo because they used to think it was a genetic thing or an autoimmune thing. It's just a simple nutritional deficiency, osteoporosis of the skull. And all your problems are going to go away. Okay, this dizziness thing, ringing in the ears, tinnitus, hiccups, all that kind of stuff is all due to osteoporosis of the skull. You need to get the book. It's called It's All in Your Head. There's 25 different diseases you get from osteoporosis of the skull, and you've described 6 or 8 of them right here. Okay, and so get the book. It's All in Your Head. And doctors never talk about osteoporosis of the skull because their tennis partners or their golf buddies are all ear, nose, and throat doctors. And they refer all these patients with osteoporosis of the skull to their buddies so they can make a living and pay their kids' tuitions in college. Okay?
Okay. Thank you. I will
You
call
bet.
back.
Please do. Yeah, you're going to have a great testimony. Stand up in church and tell the story.
All right, Denise, thank you so much. Now, Dr. Wallach, let's go to Monica, who has her hand up. Monica, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, Monica.
How you doing?
Okay, how can we help you?
Yes, I have my son. He's 27 years old. He's 6 feet, 205, 205 pounds.
Mhm.
And he just was diagnosed with cholesterol, high cholesterol. And I just wanted to know if there's something he could take for that before you have to be told to be on medicine.
Okay, he does not want to take the statin drugs because he will not like the results. Cholesterol makes up 75% of your brain weight. Cholesterol makes up 95% of testosterone. So he'll wind up with erectile dysfunction and he will either go crazy or get Alzheimer's disease in 2 weeks if he gets on the statin drugs. Okay. He's got to eat
Yeah.
3 eggs twice a day. He's got to eat 3 eggs twice a day.
Yes.
But that's cholesterol. That's right. He needs cholesterol. Cholesterol does not cause blocked arteries. That was all a lie. That's not true. It's fried foods and salad dressings that cause blocked arteries. Okay. Not eggs and cholesterol containing foods. So does he have any other issues, any skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis?
He just sensitive. His skin is very sensitive. Like he doesn't have he had a skin problem years ago. It's better now. It was it was like an ointment he had to use for his hands, like a little bit of like psoriasis, maybe something with the skin. But now he doesn't have that problem as much, but I think he's still sensitive to acne.
Yeah. Okay. Does he have any bowel problems? Did he have appendicitis or anything going on with his intestines or anything?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. I want him to get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no butterinoes, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. And 205 pounds, I want him to take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, the full dose, everything twice a day. I want him to take 2 bottles a month of our MSM, so he can take 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch, 3 with dinner. They will support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, which includes the skin. Things like bone matrix, which is your immune system, and the bone marrow cavity. And let's see here. I know he's kind of a young guy, but does he have any white, gray, or silver hair?
Just like maybe one
One
or
hair?
two.
One
Yeah,
hair?
like one
Okay.
or two. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's starting. Yeah, well, Michael
Yeah.
Jackson, okay, he had white hair when he was 16 years old because he had gluten intolerance, okay? And so there you go. So he needs to get rid of all that bad stuff. And then I would also have him throw in our Fucoid Z capsules. He could take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. If he prefers the liquid, he could get 2 quarts a month of the Z Radical and take an ounce of that twice a day. It's all this seaweed, all these weird trace minerals that's good for his liver and his heart and his lungs and kidneys and bone marrow and all that kind of stuff. And so let's go there. This will all go away, but this is for life. He cannot ever go back to the bad stuff. He cannot ever stop taking the supplements because Monica, how long do you need oxygen? For life. How long do you need water? For life. How long do you need the 90 essential nutrients? For life. How long do you need to stay away from the bad stuff? For life. Okay. But call us every couple of weeks. Let us know how he's doing. And he will have a great testimony. And, he should stand up in church and tell the story.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach.
Okay. Okay. Look forward to hearing from you, Monica. God bless.
God bless you.
All right, thank you, Monica. So again, everybody, if anything that you have on this program, if you were not referred by somebody to this program, you can find the products on the AskDocLive.com website. But please get back with the person that invited you to this program. Dr. Wallach, next comment we have coming in from Mary Ann. She's 72 years old, 5'8" 185 pounds. She's had fibromyalgia for years. She also wants to know what she can do about restless leg syndrome. And we had another comment come up here about nocturnal leg cramps most nights. She says she is currently gluten-free and takes the tangy tangerine. What else does she need, Dr. Wallach?
Okay, well, she's started in the right direction, okay, but she's got to be drop dead free of all the bad stuff, not only just gluten-free, right? So she need no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat bran granules, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. And then at 185 pounds, I want her to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. Not just the BTT. She needs a whole kit, right? She needs everything that goes with it. So she needs the 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of everything twice a day. Then she also needs the, let's see here, I'd give her the MSM. She needs 3 of those twice a day. That's 1 bottle a month. It's a big bottle. She can do that. I want her to take the Fucoid Z capsule. She could take 3 of those twice a day. So she can take three of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. If she prefers the liquid, she can get the Z Radical and take an ounce of that twice a day. It's 2 quarts a month. I also, let's see here, because of the fibromyalgia stuff, I also want her to take some of our anti-inflammatory things, okay, like the Fucoid Z. I already said that, the Fucoid Z, but she also should be taking the BTT 2.0 tablets. Okay, BTT 2.0 tablets. It is not a replacement for the BTT 2.0 vitamins and minerals, which are 215 nutrients. The BTT 2.0 tablets are an anti-inflammatory, reduce the inflammation everywhere, but also support her immune system so her own body can help protect itself. All this will go away. Restless leg syndrome has to do with, it's kind of a sciatica type of thing. When you lay down, suddenly now your legs start kicking and moving around because you're putting pressure on the sciatic nerves. When you lay down, it's a postural thing. You don't get restless leg when you're sitting or when you're walking around, but only when you lay down. That's because of a low back issue. The odds are she has shrunk. She may have been 5'8" for 40, 50 years, and she really may only be 5'6" now, or she may have been 5'8.5" or 5'10", and now she's 5'8". So the odds are she shrunk a little bit. And so she's getting pressure on those sciatic nerves coming out of her lower spinal cord. And she might also have some things going on in her wrist. Doctors, oh, you got carpal tunnel syndrome. No, it's the skull squeezing the spinal cord is coming out of the back of the skull. Wouldn't hurt for Marianne to get a hold of the book. It's all in your head.
Right. And I love the fact that I said no to surgery when I was told I had a carpal tunnel. Because now there is absolutely no restrictions, no pain, no tingling, no numbness. Oh, I love you, Dr. Wallach.
Well, we love you too, dear.
And you mentioned the Fucoid Z and the Z Radical. We've got the capsules, we've got the concentrate.
The liquid.
We also have a powder that you can get in a canister, or you could get it in the individual sachets.
Mm-hmm.
Easy to take with you. It's refreshing. You just pour it in your little bottle, shake it up, and
Yeah, Z Radical.
I love it. Yes, absolutely love it. I love we have so many options to fit into so many different lifestyles and tastes. So
there you go.
fabulous. I love it. All right, let's do another comment that has come in. So we've got a male that's 61 years old, weighs 289 pounds, 5'11", has gout, rheumatoid arthritis, a few herniated discs in the back, hypothyroidism for 10 years, allergies since youth, non-specific, probably to pollens and things in the air. And
did he say anything about diabetes or high blood pressure?
Doesn't say anything about diabetes or high blood pressure, but are currently taking a Synthroid, a methotrexate, and Singulair.
Okay. All right, well, here we go. Well, he's got quite a spread of issues here. gout is due to uric acid. So he's got to give up, when he gives up all the bad foods, he's got to give up, and he's got a thyroid issue. So he's got to give uric acid containing foods and also cruciferous vegetables. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, bran, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks, no cruciferous vegetables. That means no cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, or kale. And then also the foods that contain uric acid include shellfish, crab, lobster, shrimp, scallops, that sort of stuff, oysters. And when you fry shrimp, that's a double damn, right? You're getting the fried foods plus the uric acid. So no, 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 no. Then 289 pounds, optimally, with all these things going on, you would take 3 of the Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. If it's a financial issue, no less than 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month, full dose for everything, a minimum of twice a day, optimally 3 times a day. It also needs the, let's see, the MSM. I'd get 2 bottles a month of MSM, so you could take 3 of those with each meal. That's three times a day, and they will support and promote maintenance repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between vertebrae, bone, makes bone itself. Also, it needs to take the glucogel. I'm going to take 5 of the glucogel capsules twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month, and 1 serving of the collagen peptides at noontime. Also needs vitamin D3. You could take 3 of those 3 times a day. That's 3 bottles a month to absorb the minerals and put them in the right places. It also needs the, I said, the Fucoid Z capsules, 3 of those twice a day, or the Z Radical liquid, an ounce twice a day for the thyroid. But I would also have him take the Ocean's Gold. You'd take 3 of those twice a day. That's from the other ocean. Now the RA, all of this will take care of the nutritional deficiency arthritis or the RA, but there's an infection with a bug called mycoplasma, which turns arthritis into rheumatoid arthritis. The mycoplasma causes the RA factor, but it's killable with an antibiotic called minocycline, like the little bait fish minocycline, but that's a prescription drug. So he's going to have to talk to his, and his rheumatologist is going to freak out. Where'd you learn about minocycline? You're not supposed to know about that, okay? But it's a prescription item. And if his rheumatologist will not prescribe minocycline for 6 to 8 weeks for him, he needs to get on the phone and start calling around to rheumatologists and say, look, I've got some mycoplasma infection, and I'm told that it's killable with minocycline. Will you write me prescription minocycline? No, hang up. No, hang up. No, hang up. Yes, well, I want an appointment with you because I want to get a prescription for 6 to 8 weeks. I have rheumatoid arthritis, but I understand that it's the mycoplasma secondary infection that's actually causing the RA factor. And I'm told that minocycline can kill it in 60 to 90 days and get rid of it. So I want to try it. Come on in, you got an appointment. Okay. And so that's how it's going to work. Don't expect the first one to say, yes, come on in. You may have to go through 20 doctors before you find one that'll write the prescription.
Right.
Dr. Wallach,
Go
I
ahead.
have posted the link to the rheumatology.org article about the antibiotic treatment. That
I
they can
love
print
you.
out.
Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you.
you too. And they can print it and take it to their doctor and they'll have proof.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ruth Ellen.
And,
And
if
for
you, and Ruth Ellen, if you could text that to me, I'd appreciate that.
I will text it to you after the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
yeah, and for those of you who are on the replay and not able to see what's in our chat notes, if you go to rheumatology.org and you can do a search on that website for minocycline.
No, minocycline.
Minocycline. So MINOCYCLINE. You will find this document as well. And like Ruth Ellen shared, print it out and take it with you. 'Cause this-
Ooh-ha.
I mean, people, we do not have to suffer from this condition. So let's kill it, and then let's keep our bodies healthy and strong, keep our immune systems up, and not have to deal with any type of chemical.
Yeah, and tell your doctor, you'll tell your doctor, hey, next time I see you, I'll see you in church.
There you go. There you go. So Dr. Wallach, Betsy wrote in and she says, I couldn't recall which book book you wrote where you described an abnormally low cholesterol count with the inability to absorb fats. She would like to get more information on that. Can you share with
Okay.
us?
Okay, well, probably the book she's talking about is Rare Earths Forbidden Cures. There's actually a CD that goes along with it. Okay. Cholesterol is very important. It makes up 95% of estrogen, makes up 95% of the weight of testosterone, makes up 75% of your brain weight. Do not take any statin drugs to lower cholesterol. Cholesterol is not the cause of plaque and blocking of your arteries. It's salad dressings and cooking oils and fried foods.
Did you get that, people? Remove the salad dressing, remove the cooking oils. You need cholesterol.
Yep.
Keep the body functioning.
Cholesterol is an essential nutrient.
There we go. There we go. Awesome. All right. Next, Robert has his hand up. Robert, go ahead and unmute yourself. Welcome back to the call.
Okay, Dr. Wallach,
Yes, sir.
can you hear me pretty good?
I can hear you, but you
You're
have a
the
little
best.
bit of, well, thank you. You're very kind. But you have a little bit of, you have a little bit of an
I
echo.
mean that with
So, Robert, you have a low bandwidth and the audio is not.
yeah, they told me that. Maybe I could turn this in.
Turn your camera off and try that.
How's it sounding now?
Little
Better.
better.
Okay, camera off
Okay.
right now.
Okay. Okay. What's your
How's
question?
that?
Better. What's your question?
Is it better?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna have the issue is gonna be my issue is gonna be the prostate. But after that, can I ask a couple of 3 questions? Because I'm gonna shut up and listen to you.
Go for it.
So, okay. I've been watching you on Zoom for the last 6 months, and in April I had to miss 2 Zooms because I ended up in the hospital because this prostate went nuts. I'm 6 feet tall, weigh 190, and let's see, what else do you want to know? And I am
How old are you?
I'm 71.
Okay. Do you have any other issues? How about pressure, diabetes, arthritis?
Yeah, type 2 diabetic. I tend toward high blood pressure.
Okay. Do you have any arthritis or low back problems?
Nope.
Okay. I don't know why I don't believe you. Have you shrunk any in height? Were you 6'2" when you were 20 years old?
No. I tend to fluctuate when I do those stretches, like when you get on that inverter machine, and I'll get to about 6'1". But I never go below 5'11", never. Maybe 6 feet.
Okay, stop. Now, when you say you have prostate problems, do you just have pain in your groin area, or do you urinate every hour, or what's going on?
Well, that's what I wanted to explain, if that's okay. I got up 3 weeks ago. I tried to, and I couldn't get up. My wife had to put both her feet on my back and push me out of the bed. The pain was so excruciating, I couldn't drive to the hospital. She had to drive me. What had happened was they said my prostate has squeezed so bad that I could not expel the urine. And because of that, it backed up, gave me blood poisoning. The kidneys were starting to do weird stuff. And they put a catheter in me in the hospital. And as soon as they got out a couple of liters of urine, I went, wow. I felt like all of those chest
Okay,
pains.
Stop.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have low back issues? Do you have, do you have fibromyalgia? Do you have sciatica?
Nope.
You don't have anything, no numbness or tingling in your feet or hammer toes or anything like that?
Yeah, I do get some tingling in the feet.
Okay, yeah, so you have a low back problem. And that's why you have a prostate problem, okay? The prostate is controlled by, your urinary bladder is controlled by your back.
Okay.
Okay. And so what's happening here is the nerves that control your bladder are being squeezed, and your doctors are blaming it on the prostate so they can do surgery, so they can get you in the hospital, so they can do surgery and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Okay.
And so at 190 pounds, here's what you need to do. Get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, rye, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. And then at 190 pounds, I want you to take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. I want you to get 2 full doses, or a full dose twice a day of everything. I want you to get 2 bottles a month of our MSM, so you can take 3 with each meal. And they're going to support and promote maintenance, repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone, rakes, or bone itself. I want you to get the vitamin D3, 3 of those twice a day, 2 bottles a month that help absorb minerals and put them in your bones. I want you to take our collagen, take our glucogel capsules, 5 of those twice a day, and collagen peptides in the middle of the day. And then I also want you to take, for the diabetes, I want you to take our Sweeties capsules, take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. If you're on medication for the diabetes, don't cold turkey off of that, but just reduce your medication based on the numbers.
Okay.
And then for high blood pressure and vascular stuff, I want you to take the 2 bottles a month of our Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 of those twice a day, and they will support healthy blood pressure and healthy blood flow into your kidneys, your prostate, everything else. And lastly, of course, get 2 bottles of our Prostate FX. Take 3 of those twice a day, and that will support prostate function. But I believe this whole thing is due to your back squeezing the nerves that control your bladder, and your doctors are blaming the prostate because they have kids in college and tuition is due.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Could I ask you just a couple of corny questions?
Okay, we have to
Why
ask.
did he-
Wait a minute. Stop. We
Okay.
have to ask. We have to ask Rebecca that. Do we have other people waiting, or?
As long as it's health related, Robert, let's do a corny question.
Okay. I appreciate Dr. Wallach on gluten. I was just wondering, why do these companies push gluten products so much? Is it like tobacco? People sell tobacco just because it can? Is that why they do it?
Well, they push gluten products because they taste good. You know, candy bars and waffles and pancakes and crackers
Yeah.
and pretzels and stuff
Right.
like that. Beer. Okay. If you want to drink beer, it should be Australian, New Zealand, Japanese, or Chinese beer, all made from rice.
Okay.
The state in the United States that has the highest death rate is Michigan. The highest death
Okay.
rate from the pandemic. You know why Michigan has the highest death rate from Michigan?
No.
Because they have the highest rate of home breweries,
Oh my goodness. Okay.
and everybody's making their own beer because they're all truck drivers and factory workers and stuff like that. So they have
Yeah.
all so they have all these little home breweries, right? And that's why they
Okay.
have the highest death rate in the United States from the pandemic. Michigan? Why Michigan? Why not New York? Okay, why not California? Okay, Michigan is double California and double New York.
Okay. And then finally, they want to take a little shove something in my rectum and get a piece of that prostate to see if it's cancerous and all that. How dangerous is that?
It's very dangerous. What I would do is get an ultrasound and a blood
Ultrasound.
test. Get an ultrasound and a blood test for those things. You don't want somebody sticking something up your backsides.
Okay.
Okay.
You're wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. God bless you. Let us know all the results.
Okay.
Okay. Back to you, Rebecca.
All right, Dr. Wallach, we have a young girl who's 16 years old, 5'7", 135 pounds, and has been diagnosed with Hashimoto's.
Oh, Hashimoto's. We know it's Japanese. Hashimoto. Okay. Okay. And yeah, this is a thyroid issue. The odds are she's got other issues. Okay. But this is an email, so we don't know, right?
Correct.
But okay, so she needs to get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no brown oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks, and absolutely no cruciferous vegetables, no cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and kale. Then at 161 pounds kind of thing.
No, 135. 135.
Oh, where do you get 161? Okay, 135 pounds. Okay. Okay, 135 pounds. Okay, so I want her to, oh, she's 16 years old. There you go.
Right,
That's
there you go.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, so I want her to take one healthy brain and heart pack per month, one healthy brain and heart pack per month, a full a half a dose of everything twice a day. Okay. And then I also want her to take our, let's see here, Ocean's Gold. I want her to take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. I want her to take our Fucoid Z capsules, so you can take 3 of those twice a day. And then I also want her to take the MSM. She could take 1 bottle a month of that, so she can take 3 twice a day, and that's going to support and promote maintenance, repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone, makes a bone cell. And the odds are within weeks, she's going to notice a huge benefit. Within 4, 5, 6 weeks, the odds are she won't have Hashimoto's disease anymore. She has to stay on the supplement program forever. She has to stay on the diet forever. How long do you need oxygen? Forever. How long do you need water? Forever. How long do you need the 90 essential nutrients? Forever. She's already showing problems at 16 years of age.
right. So when Dr. Wallach says forever, is you can't do what you're doing now with poor health and then go back to it and expect to maintain health.
That's correct.
It's one of those things where so many people think, oh, I'll take supplements, I feel great, I'm going to stop now, and then they just go back. It's a vicious cycle.
Well, see, that's one of the 10 million reasons I love you. You are an angel of God. You tell the truth. Very good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's just use a little bit of common sense here, folks. Now, Dr. Wallach, next has to do with lymphedema. And the lady is 68 years old. She's fluctuates because of this water retention.
Mm-hmm.
Goes anywhere from 130 pounds to 162. So that's 32 pounds of weight that she gains from water.
Yeah.
So share with me the lymph.
Okay, lymph is, you have lymph nodes, and there's little sort of lymph vessels, lymphatics, that travel between the lymph nodes, and they carry a fluid called lymph. Okay, it's kind of, it doesn't have any red blood cells in it. They have white blood cells in there usually, but not red blood cells. So it's called lymph. Okay, and so lymphatics, and it's not unusual to get edema here and there when they get plugged and so on. But I guarantee you, this 68-year-old woman, right? 68 years old, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that she's got a gluten issue here. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat bran rhinos, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. And then I want her to take 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month. Get another bottle of our selenium. There's 1 bottle of selenium comes with the healthy brain and heart pack, because I want her to take 3 of those twice a day. Our selenium, not Walgreens selenium, our selenium with the cofactors. And I also want her to have MSM. She needs to take 3 of those twice a day. That's 1 bottle a month of the MSM to support and promote maintenance, repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone, makes a bone cell. I also want her to take our Ultimate Daily Classic tablet. She needs 2 bottles a month of that, so you can take 3 twice a day. And that's going to support healthy blood flow through blocked arteries and veins, and also support healthy blood pressure. And she needs some anti-inflammatory stuff. I want her to take the killer biotic because of what's going on here with the coronavirus thing. I want her to take the killer biotic, 3 of those twice a day. It's 2 bottles a month. I also want her to take our colloidal silver, 2 droppers full under her tongue, 30 minutes for each meal. And two droppers full under her tongue, 30 minutes for bedtime. And then let's see here. Don't forget the hand sanitizer. But see, this could be caused by liver issues, kidney issues, whatever, but we're covering all that with the program I gave her.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. And again, for those of you who are watching and you need to hear what Dr. Wallach said again, we have all of our video replays at AskDocLive.com. Jonty, our webmaster and also our host at the moment, has done a fabulous job in making those available to us as a resource that we are able to share and share and share and get this message out. So Dr. Wallach, we are coming up to the top of the hour, but I wanted to talk a little bit about parasites.
Okay.
So I've got people that feel like they have parasites crawling out of their skins. Yeah, one person even used a jeweler's loop and actually saw some shiny little wigglies on their skin. They felt them, but with the naked eye couldn't see them.
Okay, well here we go. You know, the external parasites are usually things like ticks and chiggers and fleas and things like that. Pretty easy to see. Chiggers, you may have to scrape the skin and look at it under the microscope or a magnifying glass so you can see them. Okay, but ticks are easy to see, and so on. Okay, and fleas are easy to see. Okay, and then of course, if you want to talk about intestinal parasites, there's the one-celled ones like amoeba, like amoebic dysentery, right? And coccidia, okay? And then there's all these worms. There's tapeworms, there's whipworms, there's hookworms, there's, let's see here, pinworms, there's tapeworms. There's all these different kind of worms. They all have very unique looking eggs, so you can tell by just looking at the eggs. And so what you need to do is either get a microscope and do it yourself, get the book, Let's Play Doctor. It teaches you how to, you know, look at your own parasites and everything. And you can go to Siri and say, hey, what does a tapeworm egg look like? And Siri will show you a picture of a tapeworm egg. Okay. But if you don't want to mess with it and deal with all that kind of stuff, take a part of your bowel movement, put it in a little jar with a screw top on it, take it to a veterinarian and say, this is my dog Charlie's bowel movement. I want to know, do a fecal analysis here and see if he's got parasites. So they'll do a parasite exam for you. They might charge you $10, $15, whatever it is. But there's all kinds of herbs that people have used for centuries. One of the big ones for the external parasites is garlic. You know, they used to wear the garlic necklaces with all the garlic tubers or whatever they call them. They sew them together in kind of a necklace, and they wear that and fend off the ticks and the fleas and all that kind of stuff. And then the oral ones, they would take apple cider vinegar very commonly. They'd also, you know, gosh, papaya juice, turmeric, let's see, pumpkin seeds, neem, garlic, coconut oil, cloves, carrot juice, and one of those things, you know, people would take that for the worms, but they were just guessing that they had worms, okay, or internal parasites. And so if you want to find out if you have parasites, you have to look and find the eggs of the worms, or see the amoeba, okay, or the coccidia underneath the microscope. The external ones are easy for just about anybody to find. Just sit there, and if you feel something crawling around underneath your armpit or something, you raise your arm and look, you know, with a mirror and say, oh, you see, oh yeah, I see a tick in there. I see a flea in there. And you can take it and squish it and so forth. And it's easier just to pick them off one at a time and use garlic. We do a lot of garlic here at the Wallach house. We also do a lot of Chinese herbs of all kinds. Okay, and so, you know, we just kind of keep, another parasite that people forget about are mosquitoes. And they carry all kinds of parasites in them. And remember, mosquitoes used to be the transmitter of malaria, okay? Killed half the world, mosquitoes, because they were the transmitters of malaria until Hans Mueller, a Swiss chemist, came along in 1939 and started spraying the swamps. And in a couple of months, he eliminated a disease. In just a couple of months, he eliminated malaria, which had been treated with quinine for 400 years, an extract of a herbal tree in Peru for 400 years. And he eliminated 400 years of experience in just a couple of months with DDT by killing the mosquitoes with DDT. And so you got to use a little bit of brains here. This is not difficult. But just don't say, oh, I've got parasites because you're losing weight, or I've got parasites because I've got diarrhea. No, there's 1,000 things that can cause diarrhea. Okay, so you need to find the egg of the intestinal parasite if you think you have intestinal parasites. That help you out?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And I have one more question before we go. We got a couple questions that we didn't get to, but Miriam has a client with diabetes. And you tell people with blood sugar problems to take their sugar measurement each morning, adjust their meds as they have been taught to do. This customer is on a standard dose of metformin daily with no variation in the daily dose. Can this person adjust their metformin as their blood sugar drops?
Of course, yes. As their blood sugar drops, they can take less and less metformin. Now, it'll help them if they get rid of all the bad foods so they can absorb the metformin, which is an oral form of diabetes medication. A lot of people, even in their 60s, they're given metformin when they're diagnosed in their 60s with diabetes, and it doesn't work because they can't absorb it. They say, oh, you got type 1 diabetes. Well, type 1 diabetes is a birth defect, not a genetic one, but a birth defect. Mama was missing stuff when the beta cells were forming in the islets of Langerhans and the pancreas make insulin. And so when somebody's diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at age 65, you know right away the doctor has kids in college and tuition is due, right? Because that's a crime to diagnose type 1 diabetes in somebody who's 65. It's really type 2 diabetes. You get them on the healthy blood sugar pack. You have them continue to take their medication. And as the blood sugar drops, they can reduce the medication. Usually in 2 to 4, 5, 6 weeks, they're totally off the medication. They don't have type 2 diabetes anymore. Type 2 diabetes is a very simple nutritional deficiency disease. Nobody gets type 1 diabetes at age 65. So if your doctor says you have type 1 diabetes and you were just diagnosed at 65, nope. You need to flee from that guy.
Oh, goodness. Lots of stuff covered in this program, Dr. Wallach. Thank you so much. I do have one quick question, though. Can vision loss be caused by blood pressure?
Vision loss can be caused by blood pressure, blocked arteries in the optic nerve arteries. It can be caused by osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the arteries and the optic nerve, ONA, optic nerve atrophy. Doctors will say you have macular degeneration, you have things going on with your lens of your eyes, okay? You have cataracts, you have pressure in your eye, okay? You have glaucoma, no. You have osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the optic nerve, squeezing the optic artery and optic vein, causing all these problems. Get the book, it's all in your head. It'll blow your mind. And of course, then you need to start writing letters to the local medical association, and you need to go to the church and tell your story, because everybody will be susceptible to osteoporosis of the skull if they're not taking the 90 essential nutrients and avoiding the bad stuff.
That's right. And it doesn't matter the age, people. It starts early, it even starts in development.
As in embryos. That's right. As an embryo, you can get osteoporosis of the skull.
Well, another great show, Dr. Wallach. Thank you so much for taking this 2 hours to be here with us and make this.
Well, thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, John T. Thank you, Ruth Ellen. Thank you so much, Nasima. Okay, and the whole team. Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, and on behalf of myself and again, John T. and Ruth Ellen and Nasima and the AskDocLive.com crew, we thank you so much for joining us. We will be here every Friday, same time, same place. And you can find our replays also on YouTube. If you do a search for Critical Health News, you'll find our replays there, in addition to more great information, health related, empowering you to take control and do steps that are within your control for better health. Again, my name is Rebecca Kozak. We love you. We appreciate you. And God bless. Thank you again, Dr. Wallach.
God bless each and every one of you. Bye-bye.
Mwah. Bye, everybody.